Shameless plug.
Don't listen to Christians, Edomites, or black women.
Don't listen to these three, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a deadly combination. Don't listen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into that. So don't listen to, first and foremost, Christians. Don't listen to Christians. Give me dumb diverses.
Dumb diverses. Papal Bull Dumb Diverses, June 18, 1452. Pope Nicholas V issued the Papal Bull Dumb Diverses on June 18, 1452. It authorized Alfonso V of Portugal to reduce any Saracens or Muslims and pagans and any other unbelievers to perpetual slavery.
So wait a minute, hold up now. The Pope put in a papal bull, which is the equivalent of an executive order today, put in by a president. So they put in a papal bull, Dumb Diverses, in the 1400s. And that papal bull was gave license to Alfonso V of Portugal to be able to reduce Saracens or Muslims and any pagans and any other unbelievers to perpetual slavery. A pope gave license, because I know y'all be like, oh, it's a pope, it's Pope Francis, it's Pope this, it's Pope that. Yeah, them popes wicked as hell. And this one right here in particular, Pope Nicholas V, he was wicked. He started the transatlantic slave trade. Hell, he started the conquest of the Americas. 1452. Keep reading.
This facilitated the Portuguese slave trade from West Africa.
You see that? The Portuguese slave trade from West Africa. He started the transatlantic slave trade, y'all. Go ahead.
The same Pope wrote the bull, Romanus Pontifex.
And he also wrote Romanus Pontifex. Go ahead.
On January 5th, 1455, to the same Alfonso. As a follow-up to the Dumb Diverses, it extended to the Catholic nations of Europe dominion over discovered lands during the Age of Discovery.
You hear this? It said it extended to the Catholic nations of Europe dominion over discovered lands during the Age of Discovery. What does that mean? You know how our brothers and sisters, the Northern Kingdom, so-called Hispanics, you know how most of them are Catholic? You want to know how they Catholic? Because a pope put a papal bull called Romanus Pontifex in place, which gave license for them to be able to do it. They made us and forced us to follow their religion, follow their customs. And the Bible prophesied it would happen. Give me that Habakkuk 2 real quick. Habakkuk chapter 2. And all this was a ploy for them to be able to steal the land and enslave the people. And they used religious means to do it. Go ahead, read that for me.
Start at verse 3?
Yep. No, verse 4.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Come on.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
So his soul is the Pope Nicholas V that wrote the Romanus Pontifex and Dumb Diverses. His soul and his people's soul, Esau, Edom. You understand? Christians. Go ahead.
Is not upright in him.
It's not upright in him. He ain't right. Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But the just gonna live by faith. But watch this. Skip down to verse 6.
Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against
Matter of fact, read 5. I'm sorry.
Verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home.
Neither keep at home. He can't stay in his own backyard. He can't stay in his own country, his own land. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
And he enlarged his desire as hell. He got to have everything. He want to swallow it all up. You understand? Go ahead.
And is as death.
And is as death. Because everywhere he go, people die. Read.
And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
And he heapeth unto him all people. That's how America became a great melting pot. Because he invited all races, all nations, all creeds, all religions here. Go ahead.
Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Read.
And a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
What did it say?
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
It said, woe to them that increaseth that which is not his. The Americas wasn't theirs. North, Central, or South, it was not theirs. But yet they conquered it, and conquest of the Americas is what they call it. They conquered it. We're going to get into that in a minute. Read.
Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
So watch this. Go to that clip I had. It's a trailer of a documentary called Exterminate the Brutes. Exterminate all the brutes. Let's show you this. They must got us shadow banned. We've been at 1.6 for a minute. Come on now. Stop hating, Edom. Play it.
No. They were discovered.
Pause it. Pause it. Now go back a little bit. All right, so you see Northern Kingdom right there. Y'all see the northern kingdom. Now, when you play this, keep playing. I want to show you something. Pause it. Look at that. And they got crosses on those ships.
Damn. Wow.
So the Bible real.
Right.
The Pope is the one that did this. He gave Portugal license to do this. He gave the Spaniards license to do this. The Dutch, the French. He gave them license to come to this side of the earth and conquer our brethren.
Right.
You understand? Go to Revelation 6:1 real quick. 1 and 2.
Let's go. The book of Revelations, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Bring it out.
And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see.
Go ahead.
And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Because what's the name conquistador comes from the word conqueror. That's what it means. It just means Spanish conqueror. That's it. So when you go back to that, and I want you to read the scripture while we're showing that. See if you can mute it out the volume. I want to show the northern kingdom on the land, and I want to show the ships coming. I want you to read verse 2 while they doing it. Go ahead, read it.
And I saw and behold.
Play it.
And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer.
You hear that? He came forth conquering and to conquer. Play it. Play the volume.
There is something we need to talk about. 3 words that summarize the whole history of humanity. Civilization, colonization, extermination. This is the origin of the ideology of white supremacy. This is me in the middle, and I just want to understand. Why do I bring myself into this story? Because I am an immigrant from a shithole country. Neutrality is not an option.
So he leave
you
out.
best duck or get out the way. It's time to own up to a basic truth. A story of survival and violence. We know now what their task truly is. Exterminate all the brutes.
Hey, pause it. Go to Genesis 27. I think it's verse 40.
Let's go.
Let's see what happened, because he said exterminate all the brutes. What he mean is Esau wanted to destroy all the Israelites. That spirit is in him from his ancestors, his forefather. Esau, Edom. Watch this.
The book of Genesis 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Go ahead.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah.
Right. So one of the Zophons, the angels told Rebekah, hey, your son thinking about killing your other son. FYI. And that's how Rebekah knew about it, because it didn't say who told her. It was Esau saying it in his heart. He said it in his own mind. How the hell Rebekah know? You understand? The angel of God came to her and said, hey, he talking about killing him. Right. But anyway, once the father was dead and gone and they buried him and all the mourning was over, he made a vow, I will kill Jacob. And he been pursuing us ever since. That's why when he came over here, all the animosity and hatred he had towards Northern Kingdom, come on, man, that ain't normal. Right. That's built up aggression and anger from years and years and years of a spirit. That's a spirit in man. Damn. Wow. A spirit in that man to do that thing. Right? Revelation 13.
Let's go.
Verse 6.
The book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
Bring it out.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God.
Against God? We're talking about Christians, right? Remember we said don't listen to Christians? We showing you where the origin of their religion come from. Even if they got a black face, the origin of their religion come from demonic means. It comes from dumb diverses. It comes from Romanist pontifex. They forced our ancestors to become Christian. Right. And when I say Christian, I don't mean the Christians of the Bible. I'm talking about modern day Christianity. Right. Paganism. So he blasphemed against God.
To blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwelt in heaven.
That's why they gave you these false images of the angels and Christ and God. Go ahead.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. That's those papal bulls. Right. It was given him to make war with the saints. That's why he went for conquering and to conquer. Go ahead.
And to overcome them.
Read.
And power was given him over all kindreds.
And remember, it said to reduce all Saracens and all pagans and unbelievers to perpetual slavery. Right. So he got power over all nations through that, through his religion. Go ahead.
Over all kindreds.
Read.
And tongues and nations.
Go ahead, watch this.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world.
Right. So he's telling you that, look, everybody who's not written in the book of life is going to be the ones that follow this dude and worship this dude. Right. Which is who? The so-called white man. The devil. So actually, Christian and Edomite rolled up together when we really go into it. It's rolled in one. Why? Because that's how the origin. You can't tell me to follow a religion that's origin is that. I wouldn't even know nothing about the religion if it had not been what they did to our ancestors. We wouldn't know what Christianity was if it wasn't forced on us. But now a Negro gonna tell us today that we're a cult. Negro tried to argue with us on Clubhouse last night, said we're a cult, and we hate the other nations. No, you forgot what they did? Have you not read history books? How did your ancestors? Oh, I'm just reading the Bible. You don't believe in it. Because you're reading it and believing it through their lens.
What the hell?
Which is corrupted. All right? I had another video, I thought. I had a video after that. It was a video about, the middle passage. You had something? Go ahead.
Yeah. We get Deuteronomy 28:64. Because Moses told us in the curses we were going to be serving other gods. Mm-hmm. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64.
Come on.
Yes, sir. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Read.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Wood is going into Christianity. What Cap is going into the papal bull that the Pope passed. Okay. That's the Bible already told us we was going to be worshiping Christianity. We was going to be in Catholicism. We was going to be in Islam. The Bible already prophesied that thing thousands of years ago. So why you Christians and you apologetics always try to speak against the Israelites? But listen, prophecy stands. You can't outthink the Bible. You can't outthink God. God already told you we were going to be serving other gods.
That's right. Right. You got that video? Read that. I'll play that.
Let's go.
So the prophecies in the Bible told us this would happen. Start at 2 minutes. Remember I said 2 minutes? I thought I had it in the description. Start at 2 minutes and go to 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I think. Yep.
First, let us imagine a child to have been born of slave parents. Poor, unfortunate child. From that very day, his birthday, he is considered and classed as a brute. From that very day, he becomes property, the property of a master who may sell him and do with him what he pleases.
The reality of our historical past, particularly with regard to slavery, is a hideous legacy of one of history's most tragic events, the birth of the Africa to America transatlantic slave trade. Many of us know that the colonialization and development of the Americas, North, Central, and South America, depended heavily upon the transatlantic trade in human trafficking. We also know that in every European empire in the Americas, it was enslaved Africans and indigenous Indians that produced all significant exports for centuries. Also, we know that the foundations of the Atlantic slave trade have been studied by scholars the world over for decades, including the origins and demographic composition of both the indigenous Indian and African populations.
Pause. You know why? Because we the same people. That's why. That's not a coincidence. How is it? Coincidentally, if somebody wanted to use it as a coincidence, we had the same mirrored oppression. The same thing Northern Kingdom went through, or so-called Hispanics and Native Indians, is the same exact thing that the Southern Kingdom went through, the so-called blacks. I mean, the exact same slave master, the exact same enemy, the exact same tactics. You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
Yeah, they go Umar Johnson. You understand? You don't find that suspicious? Go ahead, what you about to say?
No, I was going to say, the Bible says that, Cap. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33.
Yeah, go ahead. One of y'all read it.
Hey, can you get that? I want to read something why he gets that. Because I was thinking about the Papal Bulls, Cap. This thing says about the dogs in the New World, right? It says Christopher Columbus was the first to use dogs as a weapon, right? In Hispaniola in 1493, then in Jamaica in 1494. On March 27, 1495, Columbus and his brother Bartholomew marched in the island Hispaniola with 200 men, 20 horsemen, and 20 Spanish mastiffs, right? It said to kill the Arawak natives. It says against the opposing Spanish rule. The forces were led by Spanish conquistador Alfonso de Ojeda, who had learned the art of using war dogs in the battle against the Moors in Granada. That goes with Jeremiah 50, verse 33. Everything they did on the Moors, they came and they did it to us. Even when you read about Christopher Columbus, he stopped with Ferdinand and Isabella in the capital of the Moors in Cordoba, Spain, and he went over there, got the permission, Papal Bulls went, and then he came over here. And of course he conquered the Canary Islands right before he came over here. So everything he practiced on us too.
Damn. He practiced on both kingdoms. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
That's the Northern and Southern Kingdom. We were oppressed together because when you look back through history, we went through the same hell.
Right.
We endured the same tortures. Just like in the South, where the so-called African Americans was on cotton plantations, the so-called Hispanics was in California, and they were picking watermelons and strawberries. They was out there on different, it was the same plantation, just in different areas. Even in the West Indies, even in South America, they went through the same hell and torture we did. I just learned the other week. Ephraim was out in Hawaii on plantations.
Yep.
We went through the same oppression. So that's how we know that this Bible is undefeated.
It ain't no coincidence that it happened that way, y'all. And for you Negroes that always trying to say Northern Kingdom ain't Israelites, man, y'all brothers got to really ask God for some type of wisdom, man. Y'all need to go back to the drawing board, bruh. Because, I mean, the burden of proof on you now. We done proved it over the years. You got to show us how they not Israelites. And you're going to have to go into Deuteronomy 28 and show us how that does not fit them. You're not going to be able to do it.
Bring it
You
out.
done. You just keep on hating. They probably got beat up by one of y'all. One of y'all Northern Kingdom brothers smacked them up.
That's a Bishop Nathaniel
You know what I'm
said.
saying?
And in California, Issachar beat them up.
Right. They mad about it, or you know what I'm saying? They just got hatred. And, you know, they did that by design. Give me that in Psalms 2, I think it is. Break their bands asunder. Yep, Psalms 2 and 4 or 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
Right. Said, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Remember the scriptures say, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4, where it said about a threefold cord. That's going into brotherhood. Watch this. We're going to show you that. The brotherhood of Northern and Southern Kingdom. We was unstoppable together, y'all. We was, we was destroying the nations, bro. They was mad as hell at us. You understand? They could not defeat us. They can only defeat us through divide and conquer to get us to sin. Read that for me.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 12.
Yep.
Bring it out.
And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
That's why they said, let us cast their cords from us. When their brothers is united, when so-called blacks and Hispanic and Native American Indians are united, it's a wrap. You understand? You remember on, what's the name of that movie? With Pops. He said, I look better than you do. You don't. You understand? I cook better than you do. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Next Friday.
But
Friday
it was
after
Friday. That's us when it comes to the nations. When we together, we look better than you. We do everything better than you. Right. And I understand why he said, man, do not let them be together. Because if they together, they're going to rule over us. Because there's too much power. When you read Chronicles, you read about our power. When you read Chronicles, you read about all the mighty men of war of Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Issachar, Zebulun, Asher. You understand? Judah, Benji. We were some mighty people, bro. So we still are mighty, but we lost that fight, that power that we had, that military mind we had. We getting it back, though. So it said, what? Read it again? No, go back. Go to Zechariah 11:14 now. Just popped in my head. Zechariah 11:14, I think that goes with Psalms too, right?
The book of Zechariah 11 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel.
You hear that? That was their goal. Let's break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. Let's teach Israel a different language. Let's teach Judah a different language. Let's keep Judah uneducated. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you go to these other countries, like, hey, shout out to Officer Judah in the UK, man. That brother over there, bro, we was in Rome. That brother, I watched that brother hold conversations with 3 different people that spoke 3 different languages and then turned around and told us what they all said. Damn. He talked to this person in Portuguese. He talked to this person in Italian. Then he talking to this person right here in some type of other dialect that's native to Africa. And then he turned around to us and like, oh, yeah, they all said that they've been watching online. I said, man, what the hell? How you know what they all talking about? Because over here, Judah is not educated. None of us speak multiple languages. That's it. We barely speak English. You understand? Oh, yeah, we just trying to get it right. You understand? We everything 1 syllable, 2 syllables. You understand what I'm saying? You shorten your name Jerome. We say Rome. You know what I'm saying? We shorten it up. You understand? That's how we is over here. But when our brothers Judah that's in other parts of the world, you know, they're more eloquent in their speech. They're more educated than we are or have been over here. But the illusion is that we're more educated here, and it's not the truth. Right. That's not the truth. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
Levi be speaking multiple languages. They be we go to Santo Domingo, and Levi speaks Spanish, English, the Creole. And I'm like, damn, all right. So give you a flyer in Spanish, boo.
Right. You can get one in all languages.
All languages.
And they can go take it and interpret to everybody. Sir. Hey, go back to Revelation 13 real quick. 13 and verse 9.
Let's go. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Bring it out. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Read.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
The reason I wanted to read that is because we told you in verse 7 down who was the one that put them in captivity. It said they made war with the saints and overcame them. That's captivity. Who is that? Rome. It's telling you in Revelation 13 who the people are that put the Israelites into captivity. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity
Go ahead.
shall go into captivity.
So that's the judgment from God. They got to go into captivity. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword.
And he that killed with the sword through the papal bulls. You understand that? That gave them license to do so. Read.
Must be killed with the sword.
No, but they dead. God ain't going to allow nothing to happen to them because they dead and gone. And I'm not my ancestor. Ain't that what they say? I'm not my ancestor. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. The Bible tell you who they are and what's going to happen to them. He said, prepare slaughter for their children for the iniquities of their father. Whatever your daddy did, you got to get judged for it. Why? Because you are able to live out the benefits of what your father did.
Bring it out.
He conquered the Americas, killed, robbed, murdered people, and forced religion on them that has them now docile today. So now when you walk down the street, they all move out your way when you come through. They hold the door open for your women. Where'd that come from? We'll shut the door in our grandmama's face, but we'll hold the door for the white woman. All of our school teachers, most of us, were little short white women. And you liked her. Oh, that's Miss such and such. You felt a spirit of comfort when she was nice to you. Damn. Where that thought come from? But your grandmama, you talked to her out the way, you stole out of her purse. You did evil. You understand? Talk back to grandma, talk back to mama. But when you see that white woman, your school teacher, subliminally you knew, hold the door open for her. Hey, how are you? Your whole voice changed. How are you?
What the hell is this?
But when you talking to grandma, what? Yeah, grandma. You see that? That come from the religion they taught us and giving us a false image of Jesus Christ. Right. So the Lord said, for that, they got to go to captivity. They got to get killed with the sword because they reap the benefits of what their ancestors did. Damn it. Right. So they got to get judged for it. You understand? So don't listen to Christians. Their whole foundation is destroyed. Now, we were talking about dumb diverses, right? Give me that Democracy Now! Video. I want you to start at 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Let me show you something.
Let's
show
go.
you something. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Watch this. Here's the next video that was on the list. It's a Democracy Now! Yep, go to 3 minutes and 55 seconds. All right, come on.
We need justice because they could have helped and they didn't. They didn't.
The Vatican has formally rejected the Catholic Church's doctrine of discovery used to justify European colonialism in Africa and the Americas, which
Pause it. Hold on. Wait a minute now. In 2023, now you're going to disown something that happened in 1400s?
The hell is
now that you done got your riches and your wealth, now that you done conquered the earth, now that's why the Bible say don't listen to these people, man. They did all that evil to our ancestors, killed millions upon millions, and conquered the land and took the riches and forced religion on them to keep them docile and weak so they'll never rise up. They did that. Right. Now after they done conquered us in 2023, they say, man, give them niggas a bone. Tell them that, hey, we reject dumb diverses. Oh, how convenient. How convenient is it now for you to say, oh, yeah, we reject that. We would have never done that if that had been us. Oh, yes, you would have. Because you are your ancestors. What you about to say, Officer? Go ahead.
The only reason they have to say something about it is because the Israelites have revealed it.
That's it.
Dumb diverses ain't on nobody's vocabulary list.
Exactly.
Until Bishop and the captains and the mighty deacons have brought that thing to the forefront.
Come on.
Now they got to have an excuse like, no, we never were with that.
Come on, man. Hey, we go ahead and play it. Go back a few seconds. Look at this crap. Play it. Don't try to be nice now.
Has formally rejected the Catholic Church's doctrine of discovery used to justify European colonialism in Africa and the Americas, which dates from papal bulls issued in the 1450s. In a statement issued Thursday, the Vatican said the documents were, quote, manipulated for political purposes by competing colonial powers in order to justify immoral acts against indigenous peoples that were carried out at times without opposition from ecclesiastical authorities.
Pause it. Ecclesiastical authorities. That's the Pope. And look, it said these documents were manipulated for political purposes by competing colonial powers in order to justify immoral acts. You want to talk about immoral? Slavery was way more than immoral. That's a nice word. That's a nice word for raping little children, raping men, castrating men, buck-breaking men, cutting babies in half, tar and feathering their bodies, putting their legs on one horse and putting their arms on another one and smacking both horses on behind and watch them take off running and pull that brother or sister apart. Damn. You understand what I'm saying?
And now they say you the pants.
Right. Come on, man.
Hey, look, after all these years, now they want to try to say they sorry.
Right.
Listen, man, you done did too much killing. It's too much bloodshed. That's why the Most High said he going to pay you double for everything you did to the Israelites.
Don't try to be nice now. No, don't try to be nice now.
And what was that class you did a couple weeks ago where you talked about that genocide and all that? It was a different word. It was a word.
War crimes?
Yeah, you said it was a war crime, but it was an article you put. I forgot what it was, but you gave all the examples of everything you just said.
Yeah.
And then now they want to accept it. But in that article, the class we just played the other week, it didn't say that.
Right.
They didn't say they forget. They think it's wrong. They said they think it's okay.
Right. That's why I would say don't listen to these folks. Hey, get Job 9:24. Because the only way for somebody did the math. Dumb diverses was instituted 531 years ago. It took them 531 years, all the riches and wealth and everything that they done gained, all the murder they done to finally realize they was wrong.
Huh?
Come on, man. Read the Bible, man.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The only way somebody can do that and justify it for this long and then later on come out and say, you know what, we were wrong for doing that. We sorry. The earth got to be in his hands for him to do it. Right. Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Go ahead.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Come on.
If not, where and who is he?
God said, who is this man? If it ain't the white man that done this evil, who is the wicked that the earth been given into his hands, then who is it? It ain't the Arabs. They not the wicked in that regard, even though they done wickedness. It ain't the Hittites or the Jebusites or the Perizzites. It ain't them. It's this so-called white man, brothers.
The devil.
It's this so-called white man, sisters. That's why the Bible say, don't listen to your enemies. We're going to get to that in a minute. Get Job 14:4. This is why we reject Christianity and we reject what Esau tells us. We don't believe him. Read that for me.
Job 14:4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
How you going to bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Go ahead.
Not one.
You can't do it. In the history of histories, there has never been someone that can bring something clean out of something that was established on uncleanness.
That's it.
I'll give you an example. If I were to have a carpet that was soaked in mud and dirt, and I walk on that with some brand new white socks on, what's going to happen to them socks? They going to get dirty. I can go and try to clean the socks all you want, but they don't matter. Every time I walk on that carpet again, the socks going to get dirty again because the foundation is dirt. That's what Christianity is. That's what Esau is and his religions.
That's right.
It's dirt, it's filth, it's garbage, and you cannot walk on it, or else you will become dirt and filth and garbage. So how somebody gonna sit up here and say, yeah, I know what they did to our ancestors, but I'm still gonna be a Christian? Listen, keep reading, verse 5.
Verse 5. Seeing his days are determined.
His days are determined. You cannot make him clean all of a sudden. You cannot make his religion clean because the days have already been determined by God of how long he's going to let them rule and how long he's going to allow that religion to be on this earth. Go ahead.
The number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
This is why they couldn't kill us all in slavery. Because the Lord said, you can't go past that. It's just like we was at the beach yesterday with the family, right? And you watch them waves come up on shore. And the waves never go past a certain threshold. They always just stay right there. They never go further than that. You would think with that amount of pounds of water, the amount of water pressure from all them waves coming, shouldn't it be powerful enough to come up on the shore if it wants to? It only come up on the shore if the Lord calls the waters to do it. When the Lord said, okay, go past your limit. I want you to go all the way up to that house and flood it out. I want you to go all the way into that city and flood it out. If not, it stay at that level. It don't go past it. That's how Esau is. That's how the nations is. The Lord will not allow them to destroy us all so that we could be here today to prophesy to tear his kingdom down. Go ahead, Officer Scott.
Hey, can I get Proverbs 24, verse 1 real quick? Yeah, hey, man. It was like we were at the Orange Crush. Remember that girl? She said, I was saying, hey, man, we out here teaching black history through the scriptures. She was like, you ain't black? Right. She wearing blonde hair, like a white woman. Wow. She a Christian. Wow. She act like an Edomite, and I don't listen to black women. So all three were at that same moment. I was like, damn, man, why she eager to tell me I'm not black, but she dressed like a white woman. Right. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24 and verse 1. Bring it out. Be not thou envious against evil men.
So we're not supposed to be envying our oppressor. This is a good precept. Read.
Neither desire to be with them.
Hey, don't be with them. Don't go to their church and learn their doctrines. Read.
For their heart studieth destruction.
They study how to destroy us. Oh, let me go to your church. I'm Dylan Ruth. Let me just go to church. And then bam, I'm gonna shoot all 9 of you. They know how to destroy us. They give us gifts and holidays. They do all these things. So when I was reading this right now, I was just like, dang, that's going to exactly what y'all talking about. How are they going to tell us sorry 500 years later? But they already got everything. And then they be like, but that was my ancestors. But okay, well, give me the 40 acres and a mule. Because all that, everything, because you know they do that. I think my wife was telling me that her fathers, they had land and they took it from them. You know, just because they didn't pay like one thing. I'm like, yo, that's evil as hell. And I heard that in Ecuador, heard that in Mexico. Damn, Esau love to take away our stuff if we just don't pay one bill. So it's wicked. But go ahead, that's it.
Hey, that's a cold precept. Read that again.
Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them.
You know what's heavy about what you just brought up in this? That's why we Christian. We're hoping for the blessings that the white man, we perceive the white man to have. His house, we want to live in his neighborhood, we want to drive like him. I'll give you an example. Last night we was on Clubhouse, and a brother basically insulted me. He was like, I know you grew up in a single-parent household. My mom and dad had I grew up with both of them. But the problem is I ain't arrogant and stuck up like most of our brothers and sisters that grew up and got some type of education or grew up in a nice neighborhood. Right. So because of our twang, by how we talk and our colloquialism, first thing they say is, oh, you must be uneducated.
The hell is
They don't know if you got a bachelor's degree. They don't know if you got certifications. They don't know you're an entrepreneur. You doing well for you. They don't know that, but they see us teaching and they perceive us to be foolish and unlearned men. Now realizing we the ones the Lord sent to tear his kingdom down. Right. Imagine seeing a brother picking up trash on the side of the street. You understand? He on the back of a trash truck full of trash on him. Every day he get home, he got to leave his clothes at the door when he get home before he go in and take a shower immediately before he can kiss and hug his family. That same brother God gonna use to conquer the planet Earth with his word. That's what God is doing. So shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about, right? Go to Sirach 12 real quick. Verse 10. Remember, we told you, don't listen to Christians. Don't listen to Edomites. Do not. Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Never, ever trust your enemy. That's what the Bible says. Remember, smoking soda, don't ever come by here. Don't come over here, man. You understand? But if you come over here, I ain't gonna call you. Shout out to those that know what I'm talking about. Also, Josiah probably ain't seen it yet. I remember UT Silent. Oh, Captain Josiah too. Don't watch no movies. Wait, shout out to Captain Josiah. Where you at? Shout out to Cap. Don't watch no movies. So what movie that is? Now I'm messing with you. Go ahead, read it again.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust your enemy. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth.
For just like as iron rusteth. Go ahead.
So is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. You know when an iron rusts, you clean it, right? And then what happened to the rust? If y'all was in the spirit, y'all would have some pictures of this in some type of folder somewhere. Don't worry about it. We're gonna work with y'all. But iron, when it rusts over, because it rusts through different means, right? It could be the climate, it could be water, it could be different things, right? Where it causes it to rust. And then you wipe that rust off, got it looking all smooth and clean. You say, man, so that's what I'm talking about. I knew that rust was only temporary. And then before you know it, you say, wait a minute, the rust keep coming back. That's Esau. That's Esau. That's the so-called white man. He'll be nice and, gentle and calm. And next thing you know, he'll be like, man, he done turned over a new leaf. He like me now. No. You still a nigga. Still nigga. Look at that. All right, go ahead, go back. Like as iron rusted. So that's how I look on the right-hand side eventually, at the beginning. And then as time goes on the left-hand side is what it end up looking like. Go ahead.
Hey, Cap, if they looking at the screen, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, even though they paint it, you still see the rust.
You still see the rust coming.
You just got to really look and know who your enemy is, first of all, and understand, and then you'll begin to see, okay, that rust ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's just been covered up. He gave me a little promotion, but I'm still a nigga to him.
Right. Damn. And that rust is his sin, his evil. You got to have the Bible and the understanding of God's word to understand who the devil is. God's word said, remove not yet the ancient landmark. The white man come and say, nope, I'm taking this whole land. No, that used to be your land, but now you're going to be on a reservation over here in this small little pocket in the west corner of Oklahoma, even though all this belonged to y'all at one point. He removed his neighbor's landmark. So you have to understand what sin is to understand his rust.
Message.
Go ahead, read it again.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Go ahead.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
He get to crying, and I'm sorry, and forgive me. And I remember, we know dumb diverses were bad, but forgive us. What you gonna do for us? Okay, dumb diverses was the evil papal bull put in place. What you gonna do about it? Besides say you sorry. Give us Rome. Give us America. Give us all of the Americas. Just leave and just give us everything and let us run it. Right. In our right mind, obviously. It'll never happen. Right. Oh, hell no. You say that to an Edomite right now, he gonna say, I don't see why me and my people gotta leave and we ain't even the one that done did it. Well, Bobby Joe with the one tooth, your ancestors did it and that's how you was able to get the damn land. Right. They'll sit around here and act like they entitled to it. I be watching the Edomite just right here in front of the school. We pulling around just looking like, Oh, look at these niggas, why they here? For real. You finish that out? Keep reading.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
Though he humble himself and he go crouching to you, I'm sorry, apologize, go ahead.
Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
You wipe the glass off, go ahead.
And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
And you're going to know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Keep reading.
Verse 12. Set him not by thee.
That's what we did and when we ruled in Europe. We started setting Esau by us. We started allowing him into our military. We started allowing him into our religious worship. We started allowing him to learn. They could come into our schools. That's what ended up happening. John Hyrcanus, our forefather, said, y'all want to keep the land, you got to convert to Judaism. Next thing you know, 400-some odd years later, or however long, during Christ's time, all of a sudden, it's a white man ruling Judea.
The hell is this?
Calling himself the king of the Jews. How'd that happen? Because we set him by us. Read again.
Set him not by thee.
Read.
Lest when he have overthrown thee,
he do what?
He stand up in thy place.
That's how Amalek became Jews or Jewish. Read.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
Go ahead.
Lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
That's how we feel when we read this scripture. We're like, damn, Sirach wrote that. And we did it anyway. We still allowed them to be in that place anyway. Or stand next to us anyway.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.